The biggest lie that small business owners are sold on is that you need to convince people that what you sell is important, that the problem that you solve is important. That's just not true. I would argue that it's probably costing you multiple hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars every single year for your business. When you do that, what you're doing is attracting and resonating with people that are in the beginning of even knowing that this is a problem to begin with. You're making your sales cycle so much longer. A symptom of this is that you may be getting on calls with people, but they're just not ready. They say they'll get back with you, or they literally do not qualify to buy your offer because they're too in the beginning of their journey. This is because you're trying to convince the resistant instead of speaking to the ready. And we're going to stop doing that. When you stop doing that, what you start to do is to speak to the ready instead of the resistant. When you speak to the ready instead of the resistant, you attract people that already know that the problem that you solve is important, that are pre-decided that they are willing to put in time, energy, and effort into potentially solving this problem. What that looks like is getting on calls with prospects that are a lot more qualified and that are ready to buy today. You know that your messaging is hitting the mark when you get on a prospect call and you're like, when are you ready to start? And they say yesterday. Within an hour, you receive payment. We have to stop dragging people along. So in this video, I'm going to share with you a 3-step formula that will help you stop speaking to the resistant so that you can start speaking to people who are ready to pay you today. The first step is to understand what the offer is. And I know that this is insane that I have to say that this is the first step, but really the first step is gaining clarity on what it is that you are selling. What is the one offer that is going to be the priority for the next 6 months? Let's say that you want to double down on one-on-one coaching. You have a high ticket one-on-one coaching offer or high ticket one-on-one consulting offer. And let's say that that's what you want to sell and prioritize aligned with your business goals for the next 6 months. Once you have that clarity, we can go to step 2. But until then, do not pass go. This is critical because especially when founders come to me to build their personal brands, to drive their business forward on LinkedIn, I have these conversations with founders and CEOs. The best clients that I have know exactly what offer they want to position themselves for on LinkedIn. Other prospects that I talk to, when I talk to them, they have 5, 10 different offers and they don't even know which one to prioritize. What that really comes down to is lack of clarity on what it is that they're trying to do in their business, which offer is driving not just the most revenue, but the most profit, and which offer they thoroughly enjoy, want to double down on. What type of business do they want to build? Now, does that mean that you can't have another offer in the emails? Does that mean that you can't have a downsell offer? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that front-facing social media, if you want to convert on LinkedIn or on social media with the least level of resistance, one front-forward-facing offer is usually the thing that will help you do so, especially up to the point that you do a few $1,000,000 a year. I know so many entrepreneurs that are doing 1, 3, 5 million, and they really have just one major front forward facing offers. You need to decide what that is for you, and caveat, that offer may change and will inevitably need to change, especially with AI. We won't get into that today. But there are probably parts of your offer you may need to leverage AI for, or you may need to rethink your offer completely because it could be commoditized by AI very quickly. Step 2 is getting clear on who. Who is going to buy this offer with the least level of resistance? Ideally, you would have some data in your business within the last 18 months to back that up. What you would do within step 2 is ask yourself 3 very simple questions. The first question is, which clients have purchased this offer within the last 18 months that have actually done the work, gotten great results, and that you thoroughly enjoyed working with? You would then write a list of who those names are. The next question is to ask yourself, why did they start with you when they did? Why did they start when they did? Why was it so important at that point in their business? Something had to have happened. And if you're paying attention to the prospect calls, the initial client calls, and just your clients in general, you should know what the answer to that is. The third question is, what is the first problem that you help them solve? Once we gather this information, this allows us to go to the next step, which is infuse these patterns and this type of information into our messaging to attract more of these people like our top clients that will drive business for the main offer that we want to prioritize for the next 6 months. Why is this so important? When we do this, we resonate and attract people that are ready to buy, that are closest to the sun. What does this do? This shortens the sales cycle, which I know you want more of. Because I care about you and I want to see you win, I have created a custom GPT where you will answer a short series of questions. It will help you get your messaging right. All you have to do to start using this GPT, which you should see in the comments, is to click here to start. So it says master your messaging guide, click here to start. From that point, you'll start being asked a series of questions. What's the one offer you want to prioritize for the next 6 months? Let's say for me, it's one-on-one LinkedIn personal branding consulting. Great. What problem does this offer help your clients solve? Inbound sales for very high ticket clients, weekly newsletters, monthly live events, daily posts. Got it. Why is this offer better than your competitors' solutions? The results, I have hundreds of testimonials and case studies, proven process. Once you answer some questions about your offer, it will then start asking you questions about who your top clients are. Who are 3 of your top clients who purchased this offer in the last 12 to 18 months? Please include their first names and LinkedIn job titles. Izzy, founder CEO. Walker, founder CEO. Ann, founder CEO. Team size 10 to 25. Excellent, all founders and CEOs. And then it says, let's start with Izzy. It says, what size is their team? 10 to 25. Great. Why did Izzy buy when they did? Because he understands that personal brand will protect his business and services from being commoditized against AI. Powerful trigger. What was the first problem? Consistent short video posts on LinkedIn. Then it will ask you about your second client. Why did he buy? Wanted to market a new service to a new market. What was the first problem? Live video and newsletters. Why did Ann buy? Wanted to go from cold calling to inbound. Great. What was the first problem? Short form video and live video. Once you answer the series of questions, will then generate an output. The output will say common themes and triggers, what kind of buyers they are, key before and after moments, and then it leads to this, which I have created in a way to help you get started with what you can post on LinkedIn in order to attract more people like your top clients. So it will give you 10 high quality LinkedIn content topics. And as we could see, it builds this based on the patterns that it has recognized based on your inputs. Now, when I was answering these questions, I was very brief because of time purposes for the video, but don't be afraid to add more details as you answer these questions. So as we can see here, the first one is why founders with 10 to 25 person teams need a personal brand to protect against AI. This is great. It will also then give you an explanation as to why this is a good topic for your business or brand. Explores how building a founder-led brand insulates services, from cold calling to clients messaging you, how one founder rewired her lead flow in 90 days. Short form video for CEOs who still want to be the face of the brand without eating their day. What to post on LinkedIn when you're a founder and not a content creator. 3 signs you're relying too much on referrals and need to start your own visibility. This is a great one. Why newsletter strategy is a secret weapon most founders overlook. This is a great one. The LinkedIn strategy for founders going after high ticket clients. This is a great one. Dang, I programmed this GPT really well. And if you want to use this GPT, go ahead and use it. By the way, if you want other high quality GPTs to help you with your content, we have a Content GPT Bundle. It is in the description. Grab it. There's a July 4th offer waiting for you. And as you can see, what the topics do is resonate with some of the timing patterns, resonate with some of the wins, resonate with who it is that you serve over and over again. Make sure that you get clear on who it is that you need to attract to start attracting people that are ready to buy now. It's all about the messaging.